everybody. Welcome back. Folks, I'm so happy to say that my next guest is a Pulitzer Prize-winning historian and biographer who's written a new book called An Unfinished Love Story, A Personal History of the 1960s. Please welcome Doris Kearns Goodwin. Always nice to see you, Doris.
You too.
It's Old Home Week around here.
It sure is.
I want to get straight into the new book. Here it is, An Unfinished Love Story. And this isn't a biography of another president for you. This is something more personal. It's a tribute to your late husband, Dick Goodwin, and his public service throughout the 1960s. And before we get into the details of it, I'm just curious, you two worked on this together. That's how it started. But how did the project begin? Where did the idea of this start?
Well, it really started after he turned 80 years old. He comes down the steps one day for breakfast singing, "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning," exhilarated. And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I finally decided to open the boxes." And what he was referring to, he carried around with us, schlepped around with us 300 boxes over all the years that contained a time capsule of the 60s. He's sort of like the Zelig in the 60s. He's everywhere, with John Kennedy, with Jackie, with Lyndon Johnson, with Bobby Kennedy, with Eugene McCarthy in New Hampshire. But he didn't want to open them for all those years because he was so sad at the way it ended. He was with Bobby when he died. Martin Luther King died. There were riots. So finally he decided, okay, if I have any wisdom to dispense, it's time to dispense now. So we began a project of working together on the weekends, but we went through the decade from beginning to end so that we relived it as if we didn't know the sad things that were going to happen later.
The book covers his service for two presidents. Here he is with John F. Kennedy.
Isn't he cute? He's cute.
Super cute. And here he is with LBJ right there. There was famous tension between the Kennedy loyalists and LBJ's camp. How did he bridge that? Why did LBJ decide to hire him? Because a lot of people weren't.
Well, we knew that he had been a good speechwriter for JFK, but I never was sure of the origin of how he got there until we listened to the LBJ tapes. You know, those great tapes. LBJ wanted to press a button on his office desk so that whenever he wanted to remember the conversation, it would be there.
So you could verify his memories with the tapes?
Got it. Or he could verify deals he made with congressmen, be sure that they kept the deal. But in this case, he's talking with his White House aide, Bill Moyers, and he says, you know, I need somebody to write my speeches. I need somebody to put sex in the speeches. I need somebody to put rhythm in the speeches. I need music in the speeches, and somebody who can do great Churchillian phrases. So Moyers says, the only guy I know is Goodwin, but he's not one of us, because he was a Kennedyite. But nonetheless, he brings him over, and Dick became his great speechwriter.
Well, not only a great speechwriter, but I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, that your husband is the one who coined the Great Society, the sort of the overarching, you know, description, the phrase to capture the goals of LBJ. But there was already the New Frontier. How did that transition happen, and how quickly, and was there a moment when it went from the New Frontier to the Great Society?
Oh, was there a moment, a pretty good moment, interesting moment. What happened is, about a month after Dick got there, Bill Moyers says to him, the president is summoning us to an important meeting. We're going to figure out what his vision of the new world is going to be, unlike Kennedy vision, something that's the Johnson vision. So Dick says, are we meeting in the Oval Office? He said, no, we're going to the White House pool. They get to the White House pool, and Lyndon Johnson, naked, is swimming in the pool, up and down, paddling up and down the pool.
Was this normal? Was this happen a lot?
Yeah, it happened a lot. Wherever he was his office. And so they're swimming, and they're standing there with their business suits on and their ties. And he says, come on in, boys. And of course, they have no bathing suits, so they strip. So all of a sudden, 3 people are paddling around the pool. And while they're doing that, they hang onto the edge, and Johnson comes forth with the vision of what he wants that will eventually become the Great Society. It was incredible. Medicare, Medicaid, aid to education, immigration reform, civil rights, voting rights, NPR, PBS. It was amazing. And amazing.
Okay, so there is the achievements of LBJ and the Great Society, and for that matter, the New Frontier, or for that matter, the New Deal. And those, so many of them, are actively being attempted to be dismantled right now, with some success, including the Voting Rights Act. What do you think, first of all, your husband, Dick, and as you reflect, what would you say is being lost in the dismantling of that vision? Because it was at a very important time, and a time of great change in the United States, and not everybody likes the changes that happen. But what do you think is being lost?
But what was so important about the 1960s, and I would love young people to remember what it was like, because young people felt powered then by the conviction they could make a difference. And what that meant was that tens of thousands of people were marching for civil rights, for ending segregation, for the voting rights, which is now being denied, for women's rights, which are now being denied, for gay rights, which are now being denied. And the only way we're going to get them back is not by looking for heroes, not by looking for leaders. We have to do it ourselves. And you young people are so important in that goal. There's something, you know, I was young in the 60s. It was a great feeling. I was at that March on Washington on August 28th, 1963. Dick was there too, but we didn't meet because there were 250,000 other people there, but I wished I'd met him then. But nonetheless, you felt like you were doing, I was carrying a sign, Catholics and Jews and Protestants unite for civil rights, and I felt like something was larger than myself. And I hope that young people today can get that feeling, but we're going to depend on you to march and demonstrate and protest because something bad is happening in our country, and you can make it right. I really believe that.
Now, your husband passed before this book could be completed, and you say that he made you promise that you would finish this book. And now that it is finished, how do you feel to release his story, or both of your story, but his story into the world?
I think I was worried whether I could finish it or not. Would I just be sad reliving his death in that last year? But instead, I think as an historian, this is what I hope to do as an historian my whole life. It keeps him alive. I keep hearing his voice. Other people will know he lived. All of us want our stories told, whether we're on Mount Rushmore or we're in movies. We want people to remember who we are. And the best advice I'd have for people who have older people in their families, don't let them wait to open the boxes and their memorabilia. Talk to them about it now so they can tell their stories to you. You can tell them to their children. I have 2 grandchildren here today, Willa and Lena, and I'm so glad he died when they were young. They'll now know his story, and they can tell it to their children, and that's the way people live on forever.
Doris, so lovely to see you. Thank you for being here.
So glad to see you. Thank you.
An Unfinished Love Story is available now. Doris Kearns Goodwin, everybody. We'll be right back.